Hello everybody and welcome back to the F126 My Team career mode. It was a interesting first race at Albert Park, I must say, but I hope we do much better this weekend as we're heading to Japan, one of my favorite circuits on the calendar. We have some upgrades to develop, although we have no available slots because the last episode I started doing some upgrades. I'm not super used to the new system still as of yet, the new career mode, the way that works, but hopefully I get the hang of the new upgrade system because I never actually did a career mode on F125, like even just in my own time. These corporate events, the activities to sort of get more stuff, I'm getting the hang of those, sort of maximizing income and resource points that we can use to upgrade the car. Unfortunately, we did have some upgrades fail, which is a shame because we're going to have to delay them and spend more resource points on them. But as we head straight into practice, I had a spin. Yes, we're going straight into practice this time. No faff. Getting started with the track acclimatization program. And Suzuka, I will say one thing on this game, it's not as bad as I thought it would be with the the battery management. I think it's actually probably a bit better than Albert Park, as I completely make a hash of turn 3 there. And as we come up to the hairpin here, this is going to be a common theme. I just can't get it right. I brake way too late and just mess the thing up. And so as we come to the end of our lap, we do end up with a green performance. And then we come to the end of our second lap. Yeah, just completely messed that up. And that actually cost us a purple lap with the track acclimatization program, which is disappointing, but it's fine. We can just get it done in quick practice. Fuel saving was what it was. Didn't really try super hard. I tried to get a massive amount of fuel saved there, but it wasn't enough to make it a purple lap, and that was the end of that lap. And then we slide in the gravel, and that was the end of our fuel saving program. Heading on to the race strategy program. This was a breeze as always. Made a bit of a mistake there in the final chicane, and then I actually forgot about that. We spin into the pit lane, and yeah, that's the end of that run. But heading into qualifying now, this should be a fun session because, again, the battery management isn't as much of a thing as I thought it would be. It's definitely a thing, but it's not, you're not like lifting for most of the circuit like you are in Australia, which is maybe a little bit inaccurate to real life because I know there's a lot of like super clipping in real life. I know they don't simulate super clipping in the game. You have to kind of do it yourself. But oh yeah, I forgot. I made contact with Alex Albon whilst trying to make space, and I just completely lit up the rears when I went to start my first flying lap. We're going to get a lovely tow from the Cadillac in front, although probably not the car I'd want directly in front of me, given that it is pretty darn slow. But as I come to the end here of this flying lap, we have caught right up to the back of the Cadillac. Can't quite see who it is, but I know that was Alex Albon behind us. We're going to power out of the final corner, and it is going to be 5th place provisionally ahead of both Cadillacs. And as the session ends, we've ended up 14th. Again, we've gone through to Q2. Don't know what was going on with Fornaroli. He had a terrible session, but as we head into Q2 now, I believe we are actually... No, we're going to set a very good first sector, but not quite purple. But we're 6/10 up on whoever was 13th, I believe that was Lawson, when we actually crossed the sector line.
Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
But it was all for nothing because, as I said, I struggle with that corner and I just found myself in the barrier. Fairly light contact, but that's all it takes to ruin your session. So of course we do end up in 17th place. But I wanted to look at Hadjar, who somehow ended up 13th. He must have been held up. As we are going to head into the race.
So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Piastri, Verstappen, Sainz, Gasly and Franco Colapinto, Lindblad, Lawson, Isaac Hadjar and Albon, Perez, Ocon, Mayer and Ollie Behrman, Bortoletto, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Alonso and Leonardo Fornaroli completes the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
Well, clearly a bit of an issue with the game there because Red Bull Ford is not a Japanese engine manufacturer, as the game suggests. It's probably still in the files. They probably just forgot to change it from Honda. But yeah, definitely looking at a two-stop, which is good to see that one-stops aren't, remotely viable. In fact, I can't even select the one-stop. So we're going to go soft, medium, medium as we come to the end of the formation lap. I have a good feeling about this one. As we almost go into the back of Sergio Perez there. We're going to park it on the grid and have... Well, let's see how this goes. 5 red lights are on. It's lights out and away we go for the second time this season. And it's initially not a great start, but we're going to get on the battery and just onto the grass there as we try and get past Sergio Perez. As Lando Norris pushes Charles Leclerc wide at turn 1. So it's Antonelli who leads from Norris, Leclerc, Russell and Piastri. Meanwhile, we're scrapping with Perez and Ocon for 15th, 16th and 17th places. We go around the outside of Perez. Almost had a look at Ocon, but not quite. There's a big checkup. I believe maybe one of the Alpines has damage or something, as we're going to send it close up the inside of Ocon, and we got round the outside of the Frenchman, and we're now sat behind Alex Albon. We need to use these soft tyres whilst we can as we send it up the inside of Albon. The AI, they can be pretty weak around that corner, especially when in traffic, although Alex Albon is still on our outside there as we're going to power past him then with battery use. And we haven't used that much on this lap, so we have 70-80% still at this part of the lap, which I don't think any of the other guys do. So look at this, we're going to have way more speed than Isaac Hadjar here. Look to the inside, back out of it, because that was audacious. Hadjar looking to the outside of Pierre Gasly then. As we come to the end of the first lap, this is Lando Norris has the speed on Kimi Antonelli, and he's going to go through and take the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh, how he would like to win this race. Of course, the most recent winner in real F1 as well, won in Hungary. That's just how long it's taken me to make this video. We're going to go to the inside of Hadjar, who goes wide, but keeps his foot in it. Fair play to the AI there. They've made them, you know, not so easily back out of moves like that. I feel like in the old days he would have just gone off the track and stayed there, but we're going to send it up the inside of Hadjar and have enough battery, hopefully, to make it round us outside towards Spoon Curve. Can we even make a move on Gasly here? No, not quite. Which is a shame, although we come to the start of lap 3. Pierre Gasly has absolutely no speed. I believe that might have actually been Colapinto who we were behind. But yeah, these guys are obviously on hard tyres, so for now, we definitely have an advantage as we're swooping up the inside in towards Spoon Curve, and that becomes the outside. We're able to take that position. Only, again, one place off of the top 10. We've had a really good start to this race, although now, start of lap 5, Alex Albon is going to power on through. Although he does go a bit wide. Look at the AI sliding through the corner. That is... I got a bit eager on the throttle as well. And speaking of eager on the throttle, there is Fernando Alonso spinning into the barrier and breaking off most of his front wing, and that is going to pretty much put an end to his race, although, I mean, you'd expect with that contact as a bit of a kind of obvious scripted error there, but still, Fernando Alonso makes a mistake and comes into the pits, and he is going to be, yeah, he's going to be pretty much out of this one without a safety car. He's going to need that, as Oscar Piastri made his way past Antonelli, and now he's into the pit lane, so he's the first of the front runners to make his way into the pits. As are we going to have a look at Alex Albon into this corner? No, we're going to make a mistake, and that for me was the call. Well, the moment that made me make the call. We have to pit. I was thinking of extending, but no, we have to come into the pits. Would I regret that decision? Not sure. But as we move on now to lap 9, Valtteri Bottas in the Cadillac is smoking. Valtteri Bottas is going to be out of this race, and will this bring out any kind of intervention, virtual or real safety car? It's not going to bring out anything, unfortunately. And Lando Norris, presumably going to come into the pits this lap, but he spins. He spins and the safety car is out. A combination of Norris's stopped car and the Cadillac is going to bring out a safety car. And Lando Norris, from the lead, tumbles down the order. And I was really worried here that we were going to come out way down the order, but actually no, we are going to come out just in 12th place, ahead of Franco Colapinto as we get ready to go green on this lap, right behind Arvid Lindblad. We're going to get the battery, we're going to be on the power, we're going to go to the, a fake to the inside, go around the outside, and we are into P10. We're running in the points for the first time in this career mode as Esteban Ocon and Fornaroli side by side. Ocon goes wide and loses out to the Aston Martin of Stroll, so Fornaroli getting the elbows out. You love to see it, but now we have a run on Carlos Sainz. This is a few laps later. We're going to go to the inside? No, backed out of it. Hopefully we're going to have enough battery, and it looks like we are. We're going to send it to the inside at 130R, and that is going to be P9 in this race. I must admit, I may have had the AI difficulty a smidge too low as we head into turn 1 now. Carlos Sainz side by side with us. I'm not sure if there was a bit of contact or that was just a reactive move, but we've gone wide and Sainz has gone back through as we trying to get up to the back, but we slide through Spoon, and that's going to be Arvid Lindblad right up our rear, but we use just enough battery to ward him off. And now lap 15, a little while later, we're going to be on the back of Carlos Sainz, and we're going to be just about maybe in front of Carlos Sainz. We're still there, and we have done it. But now we have absolutely zero battery left, and so is he going to come right back through? Yes, he is. I didn't want any contact, so I just left it off and allowed him to take the position, although we're going to look to the inside. No. This is now the next lap. Next lap 16. Are we going to send it up the inside? Yes, we are. Are we going to get it? Are we going to get the move? No, we are not. We are going to sit in behind Carlos Sainz for... Well, no, we're going to blast past him with battery, although he's going to barge us out and keep the place. That's actually good driving from Carlos Sainz. As now, though, we have so much more power than him, and we're going to get the move done. It was a little bit like this, although I've let him back through, though. That was odd. I think I know what I wanted. I wanted overtake mode. The overtake mode line is here, and yeah, now coming out of this corner, we're going to have full access to overtake mode. We use boost to get past Carlos Sainz, and now we're going to have extra recharge and extra deployment for the whole lap. Although we go wide, make contact with Sainz side by side through the S's, but we're going to make the move and make it stick on this particular occasion. George Russell is the first of the sort of win contenders to box. He was behind Hamilton and Antonelli. We're going to come out ahead of him as we go into turn 1 and 2. Yeah, this track, this section here is so fun to drive with this year's cars. Just the way you kind of just slide through the S's is fantastic. And here we go, trying to get on the boost as much speed as possible, and we've sped in the pit lane. Absolutely gutting. And that's a 10-second penalty that we can't serve now. We have to serve it on another pit stop. And the only way we can even hope to stay in the race at that point is with a safety car. So, yeah, as we see here, I got on the boost, trying to just eke out every single second for extra quick pit entry, and then, yeah, just sped in the pit lane. Absolutely gutting, but we're going to come out in 8th place, so we have actually gained a couple places. As George Russell has taken the lead, Hamilton and Antonelli pitted, and they've come out way behind George Russell as we're going to send it up the inside. Oh, way too deep. I'm going to be repassed by Piastri, but we're actually going to get a better exit and power past him. Can we get past Alex Albon? Yes, we can. A great little scrap going on there for, well, for nothing for us, because it would be the dizzying heights of P6 if not for our 10-second penalty. But now, maybe we can push on. And my thinking here was let Piastri through. He is much faster than the cars behind. Don't attack him. Use overtake to stay with him. And we could find ourselves maybe scraping a result out of this race. Although as you look at the track map, field is just way too spread apart. As what happened there? A bizarre incident we've just had with Piastri. I think I was just trying to avoid him, and I think I just had a bit of a brain fart there as we head on to the next lap. Let's put this idea into practice then. Saving a bit of battery into turn 1. We're going to try and just follow Piastri, basically. Give him the reins, although we've made a mistake. And we are sliding into the barrier, and that is going to be our race pretty much over. A silly mistake. Just 6 laps from the end. Absolutely devastating. Oh man, even watching it back now is just heartbreaking as we have to now limp it home back to the pits, and we've got locked on the curb and we're heading straight for the wall again. Absolutely. I mean, I was pushing hard all race, and I think I just pushed a little bit too hard as we're gonna look at a replay here. I was on the boost. You can see the blue flash at the bottom. I was on the boost, lit up the rear tyres, hit the wall. Fortunately, the damage model was very forgiving on that particular occasion, but we've gone straight off the track and hit the wall again on the curb there. We're going to come into the pits, obviously very careful not to speed, although we've messed up the turning, and we have, however, come in for some soft tyres, and I thought, you know what? Let's try and get something out of this race. Let's get our name on the Wikipedia page for this race. We're going to try and set the fastest lap. So we've stuck on a fresh set of softs, and we are going to start a flying lap. Like a qualifying lap. Let's push on and see what we can do. Now, I will say, this was not very hard. The car felt so amazing on these tyres. I've already gained like 2 seconds on Fernando Alonso in this lap already, and I'm only about 20 seconds into it. We're going to come to the end of the first sector here, and it is going to be purple. And then we head to the end of the lap. Look at the change of direction there. We've gained 4 seconds on Alonso on this lap. Power to the line. Fastest lap of the race. I mean, that was pretty darn easy as we head now to the end of lap 25. Charles Leclerc up the inside of Max Verstappen through 130R. And then a little bit further back, it's going to be Isaac Hadjar with a car issue. There's no smoke out the back of the car, so maybe it's not... Oh, yeah, there is. There is a little bit of smoke. And the Frenchman is going to park up, and unfortunately for him, he is going to be out of the Japanese Grand Prix as we head now onto the final lap. Lewis Hamilton has caught right up to George Russell. And you can just see how close these cars can follow. I know it's a game and the dirty air isn't as much as it used to be, but I feel like even in F1 25, the cars wouldn't run this close. I mean, look at that. As Lewis Hamilton now, heading towards Spoon Curve, has so much overspeed but can't quite do anything with it. And now we come onto the big back straight. Can Lewis Hamilton win his first race in red? Can't quite get to the inside. Will he send it into the final chicane? No, he will not. George Russell puts his car where he needs to. And for the second time this season, George Russell is going to win. And he's going to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton comes home second. His first podium with Ferrari. Antonelli third as Lando Norris trying to get just a point out of a race, which really he should have won. He's going to come out the final corner, though, in 11th place. Devastating for the Brit. And we have the fastest lap. We're technically not last because Hadjar will be classified. And we're going to come to the line for P22.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Yeah, let's try again next weekend.
George Russell has done it. George Russell is the winner.
And it's always good to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
It was a tough tussle on the racetrack. It is now time for the celebrations. And absorbing the acclaim of the crowd, George Russell on the top spot.
Once again then, in 2026, it is George Russell taking the win yet again. His second win in 2 races. He lifts the trophy for the Japanese Grand Prix. It is Lewis Hamilton taking his first podium for Ferrari, Antonelli's first podium of the season. And the question on everyone's lips will be, can anyone match Russell heading into the Miami Grand Prix, which is the next race? As well, what can we do? Because we've had such a disappointing start to the season. As we look at the full result, double points for Alpine actually in 8th and 9th there. Gasly and Colapinto, Lawson rounding out the points. Sainz in P7 as well, very impressive for him. Fornaroli in 15th again. He is carrying us right now. In fact, he's only like 3 seconds off of points, so yeah, we really need to up our game. As we look at the standings now, it's George Russell clear in front, 20 points ahead of Hamilton. Piastri, Verstappen, Antonelli, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris. Poor start to the season from him. And we're all the way down in 24th. Fornaroli in 18th, carrying us. We're ahead of Aston Martin, so there's at least a little cause for celebration, although we're behind Audi, Cadillac and Haas, the other non-scoring teams. But that is it then for this episode of F1 26 My Team. Thank you ever so much for watching, and goodbye.